Traders, hello. Look, all right, a quick recap on the ZN position. Look, I didn't actually end up taking it. I had some execution issues. So with my Interactive Brokers demo account, um, my laptop really struggles to support, the actual software because it's 4 years old. So I'm getting a laptop. So I was just getting delays, and I was like, well, and I was running Market Watch. So I think for my demo trading, I am gonna have to shift the budget around and definitely get stocks as trade is what I'm thinking because like I'll show you the minute chart. This is what this is what this shit looks like. I know I get a delayed feed because obviously it's a demo account, but yeah, that's what's going on. So it's approaching the 425, and I discussed getting in around, I think let's bring the post up. Let's talk shop because I put this in properly because, and I think wannabe stock trader as well was discussing looking for a big break. So it's not the end of the world. I find using my smartphone is actually better. Those are the trades that I've actually made. So, but the problem is you've got to have it open because if you close it, the trade's not, it's not there anymore for some obscene reason. Let me try. Oh no, I'll go to my wall. Okay, so we'll go dashboard. So yeah, no trade. A little disappointing because I was talking, okay, ZN in the crosshairs, and that was put up at 4:43 in the morning. So obviously that's East Coast time, so that's not for me. That was like 4:30 in the afternoon here in Perth. So all right, let's just bring it across. Is thesis. All right, so my thesis. So it opens. So it opened at 475 from my understanding. At 475 it opened at, and it's trading. It traded as low as 428. The volume was really low though, so I'll shift it around. But yeah. So, and this is what I talked about. I went the 15 and the 15 in the alley. So this is where I had it set at. I believe it was set at 465. I didn't actually mention it was the original was set at 465. We could probably bring this up and see it. Yeah, 465. So what I was theorizing is it would break that. Pre-market it got quite low as well, so that's what also sort of got my attention. And as you can see, it's trading lower. Yesterday it was downtrending, and again, yesterday it to me more sideways, so indecisive. So that's why it was more of a speculative play. But yeah, and then I sort of said, if it doesn't do anything, I'll pull the order. But so I tried the computer, closed that down, opened something else up, and it lost the order. So this was around 8 o'clock in the morning, New York time. So I tried again at 8:30, and then so because I got a delay, a delayed feed, it just execution was bad. So because with Interactive Brokers, from my understanding, with a real account, because obviously this is not a brokerage account, it's a simulated trading. So I think I might need to look into getting stocks to trade because for me personally, during the day here in Perth, I'm doing a lot of learning on I'm reading through the Tim Fundamentals Part 2. I've nearly got through that, and I'm also looking at penny stocking Part 2 as well. So I've been watching those DVDs and looking at the literature material provided. I got a hard copy of that as well. It costs like $50 for postage, but I like it's good because you can write notes in it because Tim, he talks quite a lot about things that aren't, featured. It's just simplified notes, so it's good to write extra stuff. But I would have cashed out here. I talked about 428. I would have definitely got out 428. I mentioned that in my commentary as well. When I mentioned, I said I'd be closing out conservatively at 430 if it doesn't move down to, because 425 is an area of support, so I was just to avoid a premature bounce off that. So I was, I could have made, could have, would have, should have, 35 cents, and the position would have been 500 shares as well, I believe is what I took. Yeah. I actually ended up closing that because I saw later in the session it broke down a little bit, like around 10 o'clock or so, and I did 1,000 shares at 460, but it was just a delayed feed and it was laggy, and I was just concerned because I'm trying to treat this like a real account. Obviously, I think by the time I get a real account, it'll be at least 3 or so months. I'm getting a good tax return back, so I'm going to invest that wisely and continue saving for the challenge course as well. I'm really interested in getting into that, but that was really the main focus, and I talked about that in detail here. So it was a missed trade, but I just kept my cool. I didn't really freak out about that or anything. I got over that and I moved on. What other plays were going on? What's going on? So it's floating around 437 now. So I would have cashed out by now. So we could probably just close that. But if we can hold down here again, around the 425, it's a pretty big move. This is the first proper red day. If we can just hold here, that's what I'm dealing with though, guys, with the delayed feed. So yeah. But if it can just sort of hold there, I'd be looking to take a sell really. And it'd be below 425. But it'd be a really major sort of collapse, and it seems very resilient to really fall to pieces. Sorry guys, I'm a bit tired, but yeah. So I just wanted to just give a detailed explanation of what went on, because I just want to follow up on, obviously I made a post about the watch list of ZN. There wasn't really anything else. AEZS, let's see what else is going on. I was just focused on this. I didn't play around. I saw Tim was taking, there was a lot of activity, but I kept focused on what I've been monitoring. So that's what I'm finding is helping, and I had some classical study music as well playing in the background. How does this fare? Oh, okay, interesting. So I picked the better mover in GEVO. Yeah, nice. What else was there? DCIX. I fell a piece a little bit. Closing the gap. Wowee. And tops. And this one's actually, so there's big moves. This is probably the biggest mover here. I saw a few people in the chat room cashing in on this, and I mentioned a ZN though, so I don't mind being a bit of a contrarian and going to the beat of my own drum, but I just want to make it clear, I'm obviously a novice trader, but I'm aware of price action from a forex standpoint, and just identifying a small break and some key levels that fell through. A little frustrating though. I would have liked to have been rewarded with some profits in the demo, but that's life and I'm learning. So back to some more study, guys. Thank you for watching. And this was just a recap of the ZN trade that didn't actually happen, but it's to do with my shitty technology. So thanks for watching, everyone, and have a good week. And I'll be making another video probably tomorrow.